Welcome back to another episode of Fishing the 262. Let's talk dice baits. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that ICAST just concluded and dice baits are everywhere. They were the big rage at ICAST. They've been around for a few years now. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about, do they work, what the drawbacks are to them, and what the benefits to a dice bait might look like. And then lastly, I'm going to turn this camera around. I'm going to show you how you can save a few dollars and make your own dice baits without spending $20 a bag. So first and foremost, the drawback to the dice bait is just simply the price. They are cost prohibitive. The OSP baits are $20. I think you get 3 or 4 baits in a bag. And to me, that's just excessive. They don't catch huge fish, at least in my experience. They do catch a number of fish and a bunch of fish. They're fun to fish with, but at $20 a bag, I don't think they're worth it. That's just my personal opinion on it. Now, if you're fun fishing and just looking to have a good time, the dice bait is a great deal. You're going to catch a ton of fish. You're going to catch a variety of species. I've caught huge bluegills on dice baits, largemouth, smallmouth, you name it. Just about anything that swims seems to be eating the dice bait on a drop shot. However, if you're in a tournament situation and you're looking for those bigger fish, I don't personally view the dice bag as the deal. Now, if you need that 5th fish just to round out your limit, you're trying to salvage some points, go ahead, throw on a dice bait, catch that 5th fish, grab a few extra points, and move on with your day. But overall, to me, the dice bait is just a fun fishing lure, and fun fishing lures cannot and should not cost $20 a bag. So, without any more rambling about the dice bait, I'm going to flip this camera around. I'm going to show you what you're going to need and exactly how to make your own dice baits. All right, you guys, here we are over at the table. I'm going to show you everything you're going to need to make these dice bait, and then I'm going to get you started on the process, and I've got a couple of them that are in various stages of the build so that we can kind of go through it without you guys having to watch me do this for a prolonged period of time. So first and foremost, you're just going to need a nice household scissors. This is an upholstery needle. If you go to your local Dollar General and pick up a sewing kit, there's going to be one of these in there. You just need something with a decent sized eye on it so you can thread the silicone through. And then you're going to need a pile of silicone. I don't think that color is of particular importance with these dice baits. I mean, you can do whatever you want and be creative as you want with these, but again, I haven't found color to be a huge factor in these guys. And then lastly, you're going to need a bag of Chigger Craws. I like the Max Scent. I always keep 4-inch in the boat. I do keep the regular power bait formula around too, but I make my dice out of the Max Scent for the simple reason that these are $10 a bag for 7 baits. So if I can get 14 baits instead of 7 for $10, I'm all about maximizing my money and getting a little value out of them. So coming out of the package, a brand new Max Scent Chigger Craw. We all know what it looks like. They're segmented, but what's great about them is they're very squared off. And when I throw this on the jig, a lot of times in the boat, I would just pinch this off or bite it off, and it would lay on the bottom of my boat for eternity until I clean out my boat. Now what I'm doing with these is I'm just grabbing my scissors and I'm cutting that first segment, and I use the scissors to make sure I get nice clean edges on these. There's what's left. That's going to be a great little jig trailer for me. That will never go to waste in my boat. And then I have this nice little piece of square power bait Max Scent. And that's what we're going to build our dice out of. So we're going to grab a strand of silicone. I'm going to use some purple here just because I think it's going to show up a little bit better on camera. Again, be as creative as you want with the colors. I don't think it matters all that much. See if I can get that threaded through. Keeping that on camera. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to start it. Now we're going to start in the top left corner, and we're going to try to thread that needle as straight as we can, coming out the opposite corner. That one's not very straight. Let's get that straightened out a little bit. There we go. So you can see I'm relatively straight there. I'm going to come out on the opposite corner, and I'm just going to pull this through, just like that. The nice thing about when you make these out of Max Scent versus regular power bait, you can just adjust these real easily. You can do it in the power bait as well. It just doesn't pull quite as easy. Whatever the difference in the plastic formula is, it works better in the Max Scent, in my opinion. I'll do one more of these on camera for you guys. And then I've got like I said, I've got a couple that I've started, and I've got one that I've finished off camera so we can show you what the final product looks like. Thread that through. This probably would have been a lot easier for me 15 years ago, but that's just the hazards of getting old, you guys. Starting at top left corner here. Try to come straight out the other side. Pull it through. And there you have step 2. Now, to complete this, you're going to go corner to corner 4 times. Then you're going to rotate the bait towards you, and you're going to go corner to corner 4 times. Then you can just rotate it 90 to the right and go, you guessed it, corner to corner 4 more times. And again, I don't think color is super important, you guys. Here's one with 4 in it, just so you can kind of see. We're corner to corner 4 different times. And then here's a completed bait, you guys. Here's what she's going to look like when it's all said and done. Now, a couple things that I've found with the dice bait. If I keep these silicone strands relatively long like this, I'm going to keep some of the bluegills away. Rock bass are just going to eat this thing no matter what you do to it. It's just part of the deal when you're fishing a dice bait. You're going to catch rock bass. If there's rock bass in your body of water, you will catch them on the dice bait. There's no real way of getting around it. However, the big bluegills tend to like a shorter skirt. If you trim that real short, you will catch a bunch of big bluegills on this bait around where I live anyways. So do what you will with the length of these things. And again, get creative with the colors. I don't think color is of particular importance. These things, they almost look like a little spider as they pulse through the water. You know, those tentacles just kind of, as you move it along, they just kind of fluctuate and they pulse real good. Fish are going to eat these things. There's just no denying it. The dice bait actually works. I was a huge skeptic of it in the beginning, and then the price kind of steered me away from it. And then I actually saw, believe it or not, Mike Iaconelli make these on a YouTube video, and I thought, well, I'm going to give that a try because I'm usually biting that little square off and throwing it in the garbage anyways, so we might as well get some use out of that. I hope this video, guys, helps you guys out. I hope it gives you guys a good piece of information to go out and make a few baits. Stretch your dollar a little further. We all know how important that is in 2025. Any dollar we can save counts big time, especially at $10 a bag for max scent now. I mean, it's just getting kind of out of control out there, you guys, but this will help you stretch those baits. You'll get 14 for the price of 7, and you're going to catch a whole bunch of fish. Put these on with your kids. Let them drop shot this around. They're going to have good, steady action, and we all know when we have kids in the boat, one of the best things we can do is keep our kids busy catching fish. It keeps them entertained. It keeps them wanting to stay on the water, and more importantly, it keeps us out on the water longer as well. So, again, I hope the information helps. I hope you guys can make a few of these and catch a bunch of fish on them. Let me know what kind of results you get with this in the comments below if you make some of these. I'm really curious to see if anybody goes out and lands like a giant largemouth on one of these, because I have not seen very many big bass caught on a dice bait. I've seen tons of numbers. Again, good limit filler, good points getter, and it's just a good fun bait when you're fun fishing. So let me know how it works for you in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious to see how you guys do on this. Again, thank you for your time. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll catch you guys on the next episode.